Hello there, fellow humans. Today I want to talk about the best tier 10 medium tank, and that is the E50M. Now, why is this the best tier 10 medium tank? Well, it's the best well-rounded medium tank. It's also the best starter medium tank. Now, while the Leopard may have a bit more potential, it is significantly harder to play. Now, the E50M does have quite a decent line. I mean, the Panther is quite a decent tank. The Panther 2 is in need of a buff, quite a lot. And the E50 did get buffed, so now it is a good tank. However, I wouldn't recommend it stock. Now, what you can do, however, with the Panther, it does have very good Mad Games abilities. So when Mad Games is on, grind the Panther then, and then go on to get the E50M and upgrade it to this 10cm gun. And then you're all set and you have the best tier 10 medium in the garage. So, let's have a look at the stats and the armor, and then let's play it. And for that, we're obviously going to go over here to Blitz stars. Now, the ideal thing is, because tier 10 mediums kind of got ruined a bit by wargaming, calibrated is probably the better option for most of them, because if you have DPM, it doesn't help if you can't pen anything, and especially because most of them have heat, you step up from 300 to 330 millimeters, which definitely is a great change. Now, in terms of the gun, you see 3000 DPM, which is very good, in line with something like the FE4202, even though that thing has hash. Now, the Leopard obviously has more DPM, has more mobility as well, but obviously doesn't have any armor whatsoever, so it is quite hard to play. And if you camp in a Leopard, you're doing it wrong. So the DPM isn't the greatest, but that's not what it is about. It used to have 270 millimeters of penetration. It doesn't anymore because wargaming are dicks. Anyway, if it had that, it would be even better. Now, the aim time and the accuracy are very, very good, as you can see right here. Quite a lot better than the others, and the aim time's even slightly better than the Leopard. And obviously the WZ's weird gun handling, that doesn't really matter at all. Now, in the mobility, you might wonder, why is it all green? Well, that is because this is a chunky boy, and that's what makes this thing special. You know, because a medium tank basically merges into a main battle tank. The Leopard already is a main battle tank. The M60 is even a second generation main battle tank. So you want to have a bit of everything. And that is exactly what the E50M has right here. Look at that armor. 273 millimeters on the turret, 162 on the hull. And that's what makes this thing so special. And that's what also makes it perform this well. Now, granted, these numbers don't really work that well, because obviously if every tank has above 50%, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, so let's have a look at the armor. And so here we are with the E50M's armor right here, and what you can already see is the turret is very thick, 280 millimeters. Obviously, that can be gone through by heat shells of tier 10 and stuff like that, and also tier 9s. And the side of the turret is very well armored, also very well angled, so it's pretty hard to penetrate this. So if you keep wiggling the turret back and forth, that is going to make it very hard, because obviously if the turret's angled like that, then it goes up to about 300, so it is a lot harder to pen. Obviously the mantlet is also, it's quite big, so if you can have the enemies shoot that, then it's also very effective. So keep the dang thing wiggled. The cupola is on top, but it's not really shown that much, so it isn't the biggest of problems. Then the front armor is the interesting part. 300 millimeters on the front. If you use your gun depression all the way down, you're going to end up with an impenetrable plate. Obviously, the lower plate is a weak spot, then don't think you have to say that. It does have skirts here, which is quite nice. And you can side scrape it very well, because it is spaced armor. Yeah, if you want to side scrape, if you want to have any medium that can side scrape, this is the one. And that's what makes this thing so interesting. It's not just a medium tank, it is a main battle tank. So let's go into the battle with the E50M on Canyon, and that is very nice because, you know, we can just use the gun depression in the middle. I mean, the thing is, it's not really amazing at anything. It doesn't have the best gun depression, doesn't have the best DPM, but it does pretty much have the best armor. So that's already something. And to be fair, you have DPM, you also have to be able to use it, because no one's really gonna notice whether you have 100 DPM more or less, because most of the time you're not gonna fire for the whole minute anyway. So those differences don't really matter that much. Hello, Leo. Goodbye, Leo. Is that my spotting damage? It better be. It is my spotting damage. Wonderful. And that's also something you can do, obviously, because the E50M is very well armored. You can go to the front line and you can spot, and you can get a lot of assistance damage, which is very juicy. Like that, and that's a grill. Obviously, if you poke out the side, you're gonna get shot. And that's one of the things where it might not be the greatest. You could have 1 or 2 more degrees of gun depression there. Okay, now, I don't like that. Yup. More resistance damage though. So that's not too bad. Okay, 50B. He's not really gonna be too much of a threat. And you can use HE as well, because it does have decent HE rounds as well. It's not great HE, but it is definitely good HE. So that is quite a nice bonus as well. Oh, hello there. And that is a trick that you might want to learn as well. You know, when you go forward, you can rock the tank forward, get more gun depression like that, and then when you fire, you have a bit more gun depression available. However, obviously, it is quite hard to pull off. You see how it's going down, and you get more gun depression when you stop. That is something that you might want to learn as well. Just like that. Maybe if you pen, that'd be nice, but we know the Sheridan's somewhere over there, and all the tank destroyers are camping back here, so you don't want to do that and peek into that guy. And obviously the turret is quite a small profile, so it is not very easy to hit it. And if you keep peeking like that, you know, use that technique that I showed you, you know, where you let the gun rock down, and then use the extra gun depression. And also, if you shoot while pulling back, you know, you pull out, you pull back, and you shoot while already going backwards, you can minimize the time that you're peeking, which means that you are gonna spend less time being exposed, and obviously the enemy has a lot less chance to actually hit you. Okay, now, don't want to get hit though, necessarily. You know, you should avoid that. You can pen that spot on the 60 TP, by the way, if you want. And, yeah, the Sheridan is probably going to go down over there, unless he runs away. But he is fighting a 60-8, so I don't really expect him to be any alive by the time we get there. Let's go around. I mean, it's not the fastest of tanks, but it does have enough mobility to be fast enough to make all the important moves. Also, track your enemies, because you get assistance damage and you immobilize them. And that is 3,300 assistance damage like that. And also 3k dealt as well. Is he gonna... Why is he stopping? Anyway, he probably doesn't want to run into the 183. And that's the first game. Very nice. And there we go. 4,300 damage. And 3,330 assistance damage isn't enough for an ace in this vehicle. So you can see how well this thing's performing. Look at that. 1,400 base XP. And it's not an ace. So this thing is performing mighty well. Here we go, and the second battle, and they have 2 mediums, and we only have 1. So let's hope that they won't go... Yeah, okay, fuck. That's not what you want to do on this map, because most of the time, the heavy side is the bad side, and obviously, if you have all of this area, if you look at the mini-map, you have a lot more control over the map than if you have this tiny area. So, it doesn't help. I mean, I don't know why the 100 is coming up here, but... He probably would have been more useful here, but anyway. It's definitely not as pointless as that IS-7 that is currently getting himself wrecked over there. But I will be able to take this upper position, and that's very nice. Take a shot at that guy. And now we're pretty much in the back of them, and I don't think that guy's going to be too smart. He's definitely going to have a repair kit, but okay, he probably doesn't. Is he like, hi? Interesting. Yeah, you 100's helping me out? No. That is quite cool. Now, with the enough gun depression, we can definitely shoot the TVP if I don't hit the dirt. But, yeah. Okay, E4. Now, one other thing about this tank that you might know about is that this thing is excellent at ramming. Which means, if you find yourself an enemy that is on their own, that doesn't have a lot of armor, like let's say a lonely TVP, then you could just drive straight into them and cause a lot of damage. So, that is another great bonus for this vehicle, obviously. You know? You can ram people. And why does it not have the ramming ability in Mad Games? And you probably... I mean, you shouldn't ram a mouse or an MX-50B, because that thing is quite a bit better at ramming than the E50M. But this is pretty much the second best ramming tank in the game. It has the armor, it has the weight, and it has the speed. You know, because this is a very chunky boy. Okay. Now. I mean, as I've said, you shouldn't go to that side, because, I mean, look what happened. side scrape against the TVP, which is very effective, as you can see. And he already gave up targeting me right there. And there's the I7. Can't side scrape against both though, unfortunately. But yeah, we're up one guy, and now the problem that we have here is that it's quite close quarters, which is you don't want to really brawl with an IS-7 ideally. But it works, kind of, sometimes. If you have more HP. That guy dropped down. I have no idea. Okay. Hello there, Progetto. Yep, he did drop down. And that's me dead. Very cool. Well, not yet, but 3k damage anyway, that's not too bad. Let's see if we can sort of hold him a bit. And we can't. 3.4k, and should still be 1 though. Because obviously the 7's low, but there you go. Wasn't the ideal game, but still 3000 damage is quite a decent result. So, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed. And if you haven't gotten the E50M yet, get it now, because it is definitely the best tier 10 medium in the game. But you still need a bit of skill to play it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you for the next one. Goodbye.